Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. It's Tobago Thursdays and we continue to celebrate all things Tobago, but of course for the entire month of May, we're celebrating art. And what we've been doing is showcasing an artist every single week. This week on display, we've had the work of Shonari Richardson, and this morning he joins us on set to discuss some of that work. Good morning, Shonari.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Ruckus. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show.
Yes.
Congratulations. I mean, fantastic work that we've had on display all week, but of course, it's not the only place that your work is on display.
Yes.
This week at least.
Yes.
It's also on display in the Rotunda at the Red House.
Correct.
How are you feeling about that?
Yeah. I was actually blown away actually because this has been a hectic week for me in terms of art because, you know, I'm from Tobago, so I'll be back and forth right through. But yeah, I always say that I don't mind it. It's part of my passion and I'll be doing it. So.
Nice. I mean, you have seen your artwork up at the Red House. I think we were talking about it offset. You painted the Red House, and now it is actually displayed in the Red House itself.
Correct.
I mean, how must that feel?
That was mind blowing in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
Because because I did that in 2020 and it actually blew up actually, and I actually ended up on this set here.
Yeah.
Actually had that interview with you.
You came here to premiere that one.
Right. Amazing.
So it's kind of cool to see it up in the Red House now.
Yeah.
A painting of the Red House in the Red House.
Yes.
It's kind of like Inception. That's kind of cool. But Shonari, tell us about your choices when it comes to the way or your style of art, right? Because I mean, we look around at the ones that we have in studio, and we have Brother Resistance having a Juve time.
Yes.
And I'm curious. You see, he agrees. I see the art. So you see, I'm an art appreciator. So tell me about the choice to use so much color for the portraits.
Yeah.
Right. So normally, well, when I started, I actually just used to do normal color with portraits, and then after, actually in 2021, I was doing a little experimentation while I was in my final year at UE, and I just come upon this thing called hues. I call it hues in portrait, yeah? I was using various colors and stuff, you know, we're doing COVID-19 and all of that with the thermal scanners and all them things there. Yeah, with the various colors. Yeah. So I actually was part of the computer programming and all of that. So I said, you know what? I want to put this onto canvas. So I actually did a self-portrait of myself with that one. And I said, you know what? This is really cool though. And I'm going to buy it. Right. I'm going to put it on other paintings.
Yeah.
And that's how it came about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it a different process than regular painting?
Actually, yeah. Basically, it's the same process in a sense, but you're adding more variety of colors, or wider variety rather.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I was looking at the Dr. Eric Williams one because I saw by the tie itself there was like a red, white, and black. Was that on purpose, or that was just the colors coming together?
Well, basically the color scheme as you was coming along, the color scheme came in. Because normally you would start with various color. I would work with basically color theory and all of that. So I'll basically start with a primary, then after I might jump into a secondary, and so it might go, I might add a little tint and shades coming in there.
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up coming. It wasn't on purpose.
It just happened like that.
It was part of experimentation, more or less.
And tell us about the people that you choose to highlight, because we have Brother Resistance, you have Dr. Eric Williams, I even see goat racing behind you as well. What was the reason for those type of subjects?
Well, I actually decided to do prominent persons within society. Brother Resistant, I actually did that at the time of his passing.
Right.
So it was actually perfect timing, actually. It was actually before, when I heard this shocking death, I was like, oh, well, timing, so.
Now is the time, yes.
So you had finished it already, or you were working on it at that point?
Well, I wasn't working on it as yet, but I had the canvas there already primed and all of that. And then the timing just come and bam, that's how it was.
Yeah. And the shadow, same thing?
The shadow, well, that tribute to the bassman, I had that in plan for a very long time. I just didn't get about doing it because that was like, because I actually get to present that portrait of Shadow. I was in 2017 rather, when he came to Tobago for a show.
Yeah.
So I actually get to present that portrait before, but that one I decided to do tribute to the bassman because I find a lot of people like they tend to forget Shadow more or less. So I was like, you know what? Let me go and do this, and It was actually at an exhibition at Tati last year.
Yeah.
For Art Reframe celebrating 60. Yeah, that's the name of the show.
Yeah.
It was actually on display at Tati for about
Yeah, I remember
6 months.
seeing that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. I mean, I'm curious as to what inspires you to choose which particular prominent people you're gonna do. I mean, I imagine shadows because you're from Tobago and you say people forget about shadow, right? But what makes you say, all right, I'm going to do this person?
Right. Honestly, I actually have a bank full of names. So I would just randomly pick a person. Like, say for instance, an event happen, something like that along the lines, and I would just say, okay, I'll take you, bam, and that's how I do it.
Yeah.
So, but do you get a cool picture of them, or do you just decide I'm going to do this person and you find a way to put to?
Well, most times, cause I'm always roving, so most times I may tend to have a picture of them, or if not, I tend to ask a photographer. I know, because in the art field, you have to be both. You can't just be in a silo. You have to be about always because everybody say, Shonari, you know everybody, yeah? As in, in this art field, you have to know people in order to achieve anything.
Shonari, how long does it take you to create a piece? And you can choose anyone. You can give us an example.
Well, honestly, a piece, it depends on the mood. It depends on the mood, more or less. Like, for instance, Tribute to the Bassman, that took me about approximately 2 to 3 weeks thereabout. One time, the background was the easy part, more or less. I was just playing with the colors. I wasn't playing with the colors, but I was playing with the colors. I played that way.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and if you could see where most of his songs on them, most of his songs in the background.
The lyrics,
Like Dingole and that kind of thing.
So while I was painting, the inspiration that's come to mind, I said, you know what, I'm going to add those things to it. And so it went on. The portrait part, that was the hard part. That was not the hard part, the most difficult part where I need to rest, because sometimes that's the thing, you need to rest up while you're painting and all that, because sometimes you will tend to just paint and you wake up in the morning and be like, I really do that, boy, and then start over and it's still going.
Yeah. Now, I understand that you would have hosted your first exhibition. Was it in 2022?
Yes, that's
Tell us about it and tell us when we can see another one.
Well, that one was Nostalgia Diamond Jubilee through the visual lens.
Right.
Yeah, I always had to do that, and last year was the perfect time. And I actually prepared all these pieces for that matter of fact. All these was present there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was actually shocked by that, because it was well received, by the way.
And you were shocked, but your artwork is beautiful.
I know, but at the same time.
How long is the display up in the Rotunda for?
It's supposed to be up until the 19th of May.
Okay.
Yes.
That was next week.
Yep.
All right. So, guys, you can definitely head down to the Red House in the Rotunda and you can check out more of Shonari's work that's not on display here. Because, of course, he still has a lot more work to present. What got you into doing portraits in the first place?
Well, to be honest, it was more or less experimentation. But it happened 10 years ago. Yeah. So my teacher, Miss Richardson, she was like, "Now you could paint, you know." I said, "Me, I could paint." So I did just like a normal 8x10, one of them normal 8x10 paper, and then I was trying to do a little Stevie Wonder. I was doing a little at any time. Ironically, it was something like a using portrait I was doing, and after a while, I just started getting into it, and one day I decided to paint a Marshall Montano, and I just posted it on Facebook, and it blew up. Yes. You know, them time you get 200, back in the days, you get 200 and something like that.
Viral?
Yeah, viral. So a young man just approached me and told me if I do permissions and stuff. I was like, yeah, I have no idea what is that. So he told me what's the price. So I kind of make up a price on this, but I don't know anything about pricing. Yeah. So I just told them $300, and you know that $300 that changed my whole life. The guy know who he is. Yeah. If he's watching right now. But yeah.
So that moment made you realize I can do this and make money.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can do this for a living.
So I realized, yes, I could do this and make money, and that's me. It's still my passion into our business at the same time.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love how you said that $300 changed my life. Well,
Yeah.
Shonari, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I think that's where we're going to end it. Remember, folks, if you want to see some of Shonari's work, it's available at the Rotunda at the Red House until 19th of May.
Yes.
Until the 19th of May. Shonari, thank you so much. We are going to be seeing these beautiful art pieces for the rest of the week until tomorrow. And so remember to join us 6 to 8 right here at TTT to see some of Shonari's work. But right now we're going to take a break and be right back. Shonari, again, thank you so much for joining us and for loaning us these beautiful pieces behind us.
Yes.
Stay with us, guys. You're on the Now Morning Show.
Everybody is somebody. Nobody is nobody. I mean the poor or the wealthy. Everybody is somebody.